Hello, today I'm going to see if I can install the Wi-Fi Camp Pro Wi-Fi extender. There's a kit that comes with a called Tube U, which is the antenna that goes outside, and then an inside router. Tube antenna hooks up to the router and transmits into the cabin area for all the different devices. Originally I bought the system with one of these clamps from Techno RV. It's a real nice clamp. The tube clamps to that are attaches to that there, and then this attaches to the side. Now, after thinking about this for a while, I thought about it and I said to myself, well, this is great, except of course you can't leave it on while you're traveling, and sometimes you want to take it from one side to the other. So I would have to take this clamp and mount it way up there. And the problem, of course, is that every time I want to remove it, I got to get up on a ladder and take it down. Figure out, I had originally figured that I'm going to route the cable over the top through the refrigerator vent and into a cabinet that I have that's going to have some wiring in it. So if I mount it up there, then I got to figure out what to do with the cable, coil it up, wrap it in a bag or something, and then leave it every time I want to do something. A little bit awkward. So I've decided to try an experiment and see what we can do about this. What I've done is taken a PVC pipe, which is, clean this and paint it and everything, but anyway, taken the PVC pipe, made a cutout here, and that is going to allow me to attach the antenna in this fashion directly to the PVC pipe. Then I have a larger pipe. I'm going to put a collar, mold a collar onto here. Got a larger pipe that I'm going to attach to my ladder. This pipe fits into there, it stops at the collar, into here, and then this pipe here is going to be clamped to the side of my ladder in such a way that when I have this at this point here, this will be right underneath the top of the roof, so it won't get hit by anything and it won't stick up over the roof area. When I want to use it, I'm going to have this pushed up like that, and then holes drilled through here and through the inside pipe with either a bolt or some type of a clamp in a couple of places to hold that up there. So this will now extend above the roof, and I'll be able to use it that way. When I leave the campground, or when I don't want to use this antenna, pull the two bolts out. This will slide down to the collar point here, and then I'll end up putting another bolt through here to keep it rigid, and that'll be all I need, hopefully. So I'm going to continue on putting all this together, and then we'll see where we go. I'm letting my PVC pipes dry, and I'm going to think about how to run my coax here, or my USB wire. There's a hole right here that I dug out that goes into the top part of the refrigerator where the condenser is. What I'm going to try and do, I've got this here that shows it's on the other side. I'm going to fish the wire. I'm going to climb up here on top. I'm going to drill a hole in here, right in here, fish the wire down through here, fish it back through, pull it, and then it'll come out here, down in here, and it's going to go all the way back to there. And I'm going to put it in plastic tubing, glue it down so it'll be protected and secure. Now the only thing I've got to do now is figure out if I've got enough coax. I've got some extensions I could use if they'll allow it, so that's the next thing you're going to do is get an exact measurement and then call the company to see if they're okay with having a USB cord extension. Alright, so much for... Okay, I'm going to wire up 12 volts to the for the small repeater here. I found a place here where it had 12 volts that I can tie into. It's good 12 volts. The hole over there is where I'm going to go through and up into the vent area for the USB cable, and then it'll come down here and tie. I'm going to mount the repeater right in here so it's easy to access. Take this here, wired up my positive and negative, and that's going to basically mount right there. I can plug my cigarette lighter into there for the piece, and this over and tie it in, and we should have 12 volts. Okay, I got my wire through here. Used the coat hanger, took it through there, and found the other end. Was able to pull it through here. I'm going to tie it up to there and then bring it down through that piece and into the repeater that I'm going to mount right there. On the outside, I'm going to put the cable into this wire route up here. Took it through there, put a piece of this wire out. That'll be taped down here, and then after I get this all glued up here with the wire and the rest of the wire down all the way down there, then I'm going to take and run a sealer along here, seal that up, no water will get in. There's a couple of right angle connections that'll be on here, and the ends will be sealed up with RTV, and everything else will be nice and dry. Seal this spot up with RTV. When this goes back on, I'm just going to notch that out right there so it sits right down on there. 4 screws going into there, into these 4 holes, and we're set. The reason I'm waiting to do this is because it's very cold right now. I've got a leak here that excuse me, a leak here that I've got to repair, but I can't do any sealing at all until the weather gets a little bit warmer. So I'm just doing the preliminary running stuff, just laying everything in there, and then I'll get to sealing it when we're ready. Okay, this is my antenna mast, painted and ready to go. What I did is drilled 2 holes in the piece here and then matched them to the piece in the bottom. So when it's extended, I just have these 2 in here, like this, and that will be extended, and then this will be mounted on the ladder so that this, when it's down, is just above the roof. So basically, pull this out, that out, and this will drop down to here, and then this hole will line up here for security purposes. Top of the antenna will now be just below the roof of the camper. So then I just cord will come down here and come up there. I'll figure out how to do that yet. So that should work pretty good. I'm going to put that in temporary and measure where I'm going to clamp this on the ladder, and we'll go from there. Okay, there it is mounted. I'm probably going to put another clamp here, but right now this is just temporary to see how it's going to work. Bolts in here. It's hard to do with this camera. Anyway, take the bolt out, lift her up until the next hole there, and you're well above the camper. And there'll be another bolt up there to kind of steady it when it gets up that high. And then when you're ready to go, you take the two bolts out, drop it down, stick the bolt back in for security, and you're ready to go. I think it's going to work. What I'm going to do is seal this up here fairly decently so that there's no rain that can get down into the pipe. I'll probably use waterproof tape all the way around that. Rain obviously will be able to get into here, but it'll drain out here so it won't bother anything, and there's nothing underneath there that's going to be affected by it. The coax here is going to be my next challenge. What I'm probably going to do is notch it at this point here, put a cap on, then have the coax come down along here, probably stop it right about here with the wire route plastic, attach it, and then let it free fall to here with a little bit of a bend in up into the antenna, so when this pushes up, coax will come up into there to the point where it hits here, and just have a loop here. I'll probably put the cable in a plastic wire wrap, and everything looks like it's going to work pretty good. That's about it. Okay, I got the thing run all the way along there. I'm going to cover that with liquid rubber Flex Seal and keep it completely watertight. And I'm using a piece of conduit around here for the flexible portion. I'll probably end up spray painting that, gluing it down right now with just RTV. And down there I'm going to take and seal that all off too. Get to that point, but this is all done and ready to go. Originally I was going to use this type of a clamp, but the ends stick into the thing too much, so I decided to use these sewer clamps. Work real well. 4 of them, makes it nice and tight. There's no vibration or anything that's going to get that off. I've got 2 clamps in here. Basically, take that off like that, pull that. Take that one, pull that, and raise it up like that. I have to get past the little thing there. Find my hole. Probably put a mark on there so I can find the hole a little better. Put that into there and one into there, and this will stay there just like it should. Enough slack on that to just clamped down in here with a tie wrap. Everything looks good there. Let's take it back down, get ready to go, and find my hole and go for it again. Okay, everything's all done, painted, ready to go. Now the next step is to see if I can do this on the ladder without having an outside ladder. I'll move up here with this pin out, climb up a little bit and pull this pin out. Back down here, move my antenna up to there and line my hole up. Pin goes in. This pin goes in. And we are above the roof and ready to transmit. Ready to receive. Okay, now we will do the opposite way and take it back down when we're ready to go. Climb up here. Pull that pin down here. If you can see that. That's a little better. Pull that pin. Drop it down until it lines up the hole. Attach that there. And come back up here. And attach that one there. And we are set and ready to travel. Okay. Now I'll go inside and show you how it looks on the inside and go from there. Okay, I decided to mount the repeater on this side over here simply because I found out that the USB coax just fits, so I didn't have to put an extension on it. Right in the back there, my power cable came through that hole and went back up into there. So plug that in and we're good to go. So that should do it, and we're ready to get on the road and get Wi-Fi.